A strong return for Marquand Dublin, who is out there for the first time this season. The junior wide receiver gives St. Francis field position near midfield after that strong Bedford start. They've got quarterback Corey Schwartz, a junior, 46% passer, north of 1,000 yards on the season. And he's back to pass. Pump fake. He'll roll left. Looking for the newcomer Dublin. Lunging for it. Can't come up with it. Good coverage defensively from Avery Labadie, who his head coach John Phillips has said is the most improved defensive player. He shows it off there with a mismatch down the sideline.
A really nice job there by Labadie. On the vertical route by Dublin, he just runs step for step with Dublin, and he's able to get a hand in the last second. Really nicely thrown football by the quarterback there, Schwartz, but better defense there by Labadie.
So 2nd down and 10 coming up for a St. Francis team that's 1-8 with an interim head coach in Jim Eberle. They've battled a lot of offensive line issues, and that pass over to Jaden Houston bobbled and dropped. 3rd down and 10 as we get into our keys of the game presented by Ace Appliance. Yes, Ace now sells major appliances at aceapplianceshop.com. Been a tough go for St. Francis. What are the keys for them?
The keys for St. Francis is don't make mistakes. You know, they're fighting a lot of adversity week in and week out here. They have to minimize the mistakes that they can control, the self-inflicted penalties, the offsides, the formational stuff, and possess the football. Ball security is job security. Don't turn it over to this kick and mules offense, who does a really nice job in time of possession.
Under pressure, Schwartz with all the receivers to his right throws cross body. He might have had a chance to run for that. Instead, incomplete toward Drew Tucker, but there is a flag on the near sideline.
I got to say, that was a big-time throw. Schwartz was rolling out left away from his throwing arm, is still able to somehow turn his hips and fire a rocket. I'm not sure it was the most accurate pass in the world, but there was some nice zip on it.
Let me take a look here. After that 4-receiver diamond look on the near side, and it would have been tough from a first down standpoint. It does appear like he may have crossed that line of scrimmage, and that's what the officiating crew is taking a look at.
Yeah, I think you're probably right there, but I also want to say this Mules defense does a really nice job bringing pressure right up the middle of the offense, putting pressure there on Schwartz. That causes the rollout, which we saw eventually results in a potential penalty here, so nice job to the Bedford defense.
And indeed, it is an illegal forward pass, so not just the yardage, but also the loss of down. So it'll be a punt scenario coming up here for St. Francis. And the Knights will punt it away here after a 3-and-out with Drew Puckett readying for it at his own 25-yard line. Aiden Shuck and Jacob Spoonmore, the normal returners for punts for Bedford, and it is Spoonmore who's able to work his way to about the 30-yard line. And that's where Bedford's offense will start again, as we remind you about BCSN's Game Day Nation live look-ins from area games plus highlights and analysis. Joel Sebastianelli, Mike Jewell, and Mike Robinson have it all covered like they have all season long every Friday night, 7 to 10:30 on BCSN and the BCSN Now app. Impressive first offensive drive for Bedford, and that defense gives them the ball right back.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Come out and after a huge drive on offense in the first drive of the game to get a 3-and-out is just great momentum for the Mules here.
They mix things up with their different tailback, Hunter Punyon, on senior night. He accelerates into St. Francis territory, tripped up at the 41-yard line after a gain of 29 for Hunter Punyon.
Yeah, senior captain, number 44, Hunter Punyon. He just runs so tough. I was watching him in warm-ups going through tackling and running drills. The way he just puts his head down and runs with fierce velocity, he's a really tough football player. Nothing special there. He just puts a foot in the ground, finds a seam, and busts open a huge explosive play on early downs.
Punyon came in averaging 4.4 yards a carry. Now he's just shy of 500 yards rushing on the season. Behind the quarterback, Isaac Henman here on 1st and 10. Read option, Punyon again to the 30 and another first down for Bedford. Oh, it's a tremendous 1-2 punch. Rozek the star on the first drive, Punyon here so far on drive 2.
Yeah, nothing special from St. Francis here on defense, just base defense. We see Kyle Klosek coming down and just sealing the defense, creating a nice seam off tackle for Punyon once again, just to not really make any moves, but put his head down, hit the hole, and get a big chunk.
The fourth-year head coach for the Kicking Mules, John Phillips, raves about Punyon's vision. He's great at picking that hole at the line of scrimmage. Does so here, cuts it outside, and gets upended after a solid first down gain. His shortest gain of this drive. Austin Urban, the man to level him there.
Yeah, nice hit there by Urban, just putting the brakes on Hunter Punyon. But you talk about those first two runs by Hunter. They were just north-south, running vertical. There we see some vision. He puts a foot in the ground, is able to bounce it outside and create a few more yards after the initial contact. So that's another nice job there by a savvy football player.
With that run, now Punyon is indeed over 500 yards on the season. His senior season, one of the captains. And a whistle will blow this play dead before it gets going, and a false start coming up on Bedford.
Yeah, Coach Phillips does such a nice job with the discipline on this Bedford Kicking Mules football team. These self-inflicted penalties are rare. These guys up front, they're so disciplined. They know the snap count. The communication's so good. It's rare you see something like this. And they know nobody's more frustrated about that than these guys themselves. They know on a drive like this, when you have the momentum, you can't make those mistakes. You got to keep it going the right direction.
And John Phillips, more than 2 decades as an assistant with Bedford. Now in his 4th year as the head coach, 21-15. Back-to-back playoff appearances coming in this season. Punyon again, following the blocks. And he's got another first down, so he got that penalty yardage back, plus a few more. And once again, Bedford into the red zone, brought to you by Appliance Center, Ohio's largest furniture, mattress, and appliance superstore.
And linebacker Joseph Mansky for St. Francis just comes off the left side of the offense. The Mules just run right away from it, off tackle right. The entire defensive line on the St. Francis side is shifting that way. The offensive line does a nice job blocking them and cutting a nice little seam in the offense for a chunk play and another first down.
And another false start coming up here on Bedford. Now, certainly, chunk plays on the ground can erase those, but you're asking for it with the field shrinking near the red zone.
And that's right. Everything gets compressed in the red zone. These yards become harder to get in the running game, which is what these Mules specialize in. So the last penalty they were able to overcome, but that's not something you want to have to consistently do. You want to stay on schedule on first and second down. That's the game plan here for Bedford tonight.
Midway through the first quarter here. Both these teams trying to finish off 2023 with a victory. Henman back to throw. Flips it. He finds Punyon, and he gets back into the red zone. Gain of 7. So second down and 8 coming up on Hunter Punyon's grab. Doesn't do that a whole lot. Normally that bruising running back, but he can run around as well.
Yeah, he does a nice job there just keeping the play alive. Looked like it might have been a design QB run, and it was a perfect call once again. Ryan Rex, number 8 for St. Francis, the edge defender coming off the left side of the offense, and the Mules are just able to run right away from it with a perfect play design.
Fun matchup there with Punyon against James Sprott, who came up with his team-high 90th tackle for St. Francis. Second down and 8. And Punyon, his shortest gain of this drive. It'll set up a 3rd and long. Good work by St. Francis defensively. And there's the aforementioned Ryan Reck helping out, along with Austin Urban.
Yeah, nice job by Reck. Finally stopping the bleeding here on this run game and getting the Mules into their first 3rd and long situation of the game where they have to make a decision. Do we keep it in the ground and pound mentality, or do we drop back once again? They've had some success through the air so far. So as I see it, the playbook is open for Coach Phillips.
Henman just 47 pass attempts this year, taking over early on this season at quarterback. A dangerous pitch. It makes its way to Owen Shabelski, breaks a tackle, working inside the 5-yard line, and he's got a first down. That could have been a loss of 5. It turns into a big gain.
Yeah, perfect play call. And how about Owen Shabelski just finding yards that looked non-existent when he first put his hands on the football. Nice pitch to the outside there. He gets a few blocks, and wow, he escapes a tackle. Could have been a huge tackle for loss. Credit to Owen Shabelski for making a huge play in the red zone where we talk about it. These yards get tougher to achieve.
Von Graham, the man who almost came up with a huge tackle. Instead, here's Punyon pushing forward, and he'll be stopped just shy of the end zone. 2nd and goal coming up at the 2. But not surprising with how this drive has gone that they might be trying to push Hunter Punyon into the end zone on senior night.
Yeah, he's just so physical in his running style. It almost seems like this offense is designed for these situations in short yardage, and Hunter Punyan is the guy who I think they want to get the football here, too, on the goal line. He just runs so physical. He's able to build up a head of steam in such a short amount of time.
Punyan behind Henman here. Shabelski in motion. It's Punyan. Easy pickings. He'll trot in for the score. And Bedford back-to-back scoring drives to start things off tonight.
A really nice job once again. Shabelski going in motion, drawing the eyes of those Knights defenders to the outside. In the meantime, they're just going to hand it to their guy, Hunter Punyan, who once again is just going to go north and south and fall right into the end zone.
So the Kicking Mules here at home wrapping up the regular season, and they're doing so very well so far. And there's Punyan right out there on special teams for the point after from Jack Decker.
Yeah, Punyan just a blue-collar guy doing it all.
Hands up.
Decker swings through his 18th PAT in as many tries. And this start to a T of what Bedford has been so much this season. Brandon Rosick was the star of the first drive at running back. Drive number 2, Hunter Punyan. He started it with a 29-yard sprint. He ends it with an easy jog into the end zone. Bedford up 14-0 on St. Francis early.